It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, we are going to talk about me and the rules that I'm going to break. T-Trak is a modular standard that has some very strict and required rules to play nice with others. And I decided I'm gonna play nice with others, but I'm also gonna probably change things up a little bit, which could screw everything up for everybody else, but we'll see how it goes. I also do have two packages to open. I have this big long tube, and I've got this sort of sack. So I guess, the first question I guess is, do I open the sack first or do I open the big box? And while I do that, I will pick up the items that I am already dropping on the floor, because things are already dropping like flies, because that's what happens around here. I hope everyone's having a great time. I want to open this big long one first, so I'm kind of hoping that that is the one that people pick, but yeah, this is probably the most accurate comment so far. I don't know if we'll quite hit 6 hours, but we could hit 6 hours. It's not a pillow. It's not a pillow. That's a good thought, but not a pillow. I guess we'll start with this. This is actually for a project that we talked about a little while ago. I haven't really gotten to working on the project. I ran into a little bit of this problem previously, and I find myself running into it again, where I don't know, I get this sort of like mental block when it comes to laying track. And this is for the change that I talked about for over in that corner over there. Nope, not that corner. Is it this corner? Yeah, that corner. So I'm doing some track changes over in that corner over there, and for whatever reason, once again, I seem to have a bit of a roadblock, but these are the items that I need for that corner, as well as possibly some other items. I think, I think there's some extra items in here that I kind of forgot that I ordered. So I'm kind of trying to remember. I was actually, before tonight's show, I was looking around for my what's it called, foam core, because I want to use the foam core for, I've got the T-Trak module over here, and I wanted to use some of the foam core for the T-Trak module, but I can't find the foam core. So once again, another thing that I have bought, put in a safe spot, and now I can't remember it all where it is or whatnot. I just want to say hello. There's some people in the house that I have not seen in a while, so it's really good to see some of those people popping up again. So thanks for coming. Rusty says, what is T-Trak? Rusty, hold on to that conversation. Let me get this box opened. Then I will I'll answer that question. I'll get to it. But let's get in here. First item in here. Everybody's favorite is a what do they call this poppy stuff again? I forget what it's called. We're just gonna throw that on the floor over there. We got some of this stuff as well. We'll just throw that over there. We got some more of this stuff over there. Thank you, bubble wrap. I don't know why that was like, it was like a, somehow I hit a mental block with the bubble wrap, and I just couldn't, I just couldn't come up with the name. So people are right, it is track. I don't know that I'll actually need this track, but I kind of figured I needed the turnouts, so if I was ordering the turnouts, I might as well order the track. This should be, if I ordered the correct track, which it looks like I did. This is code 55 flex track, and just part of the reconfiguration is making one of the staging tracks longer and reconfiguring a couple things. So I am probably going to I'm laughing at Adam's comment. That is not this type of video, but I appreciate that you that is what you would like out of this video. But yeah, I bought 5 pieces. A lot of it's just to kind of have them around. You know, it was kind of, I don't know. We'll just put those up there and probably forget about them for who knows how long. We got some more of this stuff. So I'm curious if I'm the only one, but I've got this, like when I get these, sometimes I wonder like where they were filled. And like, I wonder like if I open them, are they going to be like fresh air from like, I don't know, somewhere that has fresh air? Or is it going to be like yucky air from like somewhere else? So I don't know. I don't really pop them anymore because I don't know that I want to know where the air is coming from. But, you know, we'll see. Here's more of these. This is always the thing, right? So I got the track, and the rest of the stuff is like way down at the bottom of the box now. Here's, I don't know, is there actually anything in here? I've also started unwrapping the paper because sometimes we'll wrap something in the paper and then you won't be able to find it. I pop them and recycle the air. How do you recycle the air? I don't believe you. I don't think that that's possible. Let's get in here. Let's see. We're just dumping stuff now. Just dumping it on the floor. There's some stuff there. I'll get the camera on it in a second. Yeah, we'll just throw that on the floor. I don't know why I do it, but I just sort of like throw everything on the floor, and then when the stream's over, I like have to go back and like pick everything up. So I'm kind of looking to see what I bought, just so that I kind of remember. Let's move this stuff out of the way. We'll open that last. Let's open this first. So for a part of the whatever I'm doing over there, I needed a curved turnout, because right now I've got 2 straight turnouts, and what I am going to do is move the turnout into the curve. So in order to put the turnout in the curve, I've used a couple of these before. The downside of the curved turnouts is that they are only electrofrogs. They don't make a unifrog curved turnout. So it takes a little bit more soldering and wiring to get it in. But once you get it all wired in, it's really the same as anything else. This was something that I saw that I absolutely do not need. Oh, you have it. Oh, yeah. Code 100 Peco will do me no good. This is code 55. All the track on my layout is Peco Code 55 track. That's what I use. It's what I like. Works pretty well. It's compatible with Atlas Code 80 track, but I just stick with the code 55. So I got this. Let's zoom in a little bit, because has anyone tried this? I don't even understand how this works. I guess I should have looked up what the heck an ELC type coupler is, because this probably doesn't even work with the style of couplers we have, but I thought it was an interesting idea. Some people on yards like having magnetic uncouplers, and I don't really like them, so I don't really know what this is. I have no idea what it was. It was cheap, so I got one. I don't know. No idea. No idea at all. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. Yeah, so it lifts up and pushes the couplers, but I don't think it's the kind of couplers that I have on my trains. I think it's more the British style couplers. Oh, is it for the old Rapido couple? See, I don't even know. I don't know. Okay. So now we're getting into the items that I absolutely did not need, but you know, I was already paying for shipping, and I am sure I'm not the only one that once you're paying for shipping, might as well order a bunch of stuff. I've got a little bit of a thing for cabooses, and I saw this caboose. It says safety first always. It's an RF&P. I haven't seen him on here yet, but Andy Estep Pandy Projects grew up down in the area where the RF&P ran, and I thought I would, I don't know, I thought I'd get this, pop it on the layout, not tell him it was there, and the next time he comes over, you know, we'll throw this on something. But yeah, I have more cabooses than I have locomotives, and I have way too many locomotives on the layout, so didn't need a caboose, but got a caboose. Now we've got a bag that I'm going to open that seems to have 2 more items in it that I don't need. So let's see what these items are. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Otter Creek says RF and what? RF and P. P is in Paul. Robert, Frank, and Paul. Yeah, it's the P is for Potomac. And it's where it just happens to be where he grew up. Did he just say he has too many? I know. There's no such thing as too many, but I said it. So here's a car that I bought, and I'm not actually running any passenger trains on this layout. So the question I'm sure that everybody is asking is, why in the world would I buy a New York Central passenger car for my layout when I definitely don't need it, and I'm not running anything and whatnot? Well, so here's why. What I thought would be kind of interesting is that in this yard up in here, right, I need like a yard office. And I kind of thought that it might be kind of fun to, basically take the bottom off of this guy and maybe even like cut it in half so that I'm only using like half of it or something like that. Maybe even like cutting it in a way that I can like take the two ends and kind of push it together or something. I don't really know, but my thought was I'm going to make this the yard office. The layout, for those of you who don't know the story, those of you that do know the story, I apologize for telling the story again. But the idea behind the layout is in 1968, when the New York Central sold the West Side Line to Penn Central, instead of selling it to Penn Central in my fake world, they sold it to the railroad that I run. So it would make sense that there was an old New York Central car sitting around in the yard being used as an office. So that's the idea. Another project that I'm adding to my list of projects, because I just definitely didn't have enough projects and felt like I needed another one. Yeah, we'll put it up on some blocks or something like that, and maybe there'll be a couple cats living underneath it, or some sort of element like that, just to kind of give the impression that it is, or it has, I should say, be around for a while. All right, so one last item, and honestly, I don't even remember. Now I know what this is. Another item I don't need. This is a Rapido, an item from Rapido. If you recall a little bit earlier, I was saying I probably have more cabooses than I have locomotives, especially as I'm doubling up a lot of the locomotives. So one of the things that I thought I would get for the layout is another locomotive. Why a Sioux Line locomotive on my layout? I guess I don't have a good reason for this on my layout, except that, if you guys don't know, the guy that modifies my protothrottle back cases makes the cases on my protothrottle skinnier. He models the Sioux Line, and I guess I just sort of thought, oh, I've got the protothrottles kind of as the Sioux Line. No Sioux. No Sioux locomotives. Just the Sioux Line caboose. Yeah, so I got the Sioux Line caboose, I got the RF&P caboose, I got this New York Central car, all because I needed a single turnout and a couple pieces of track. So that's how my day is going. I've actually done pretty well in not ordering that much model railroad stuff recently. I'm trying, you know, I've got plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. I don't need more stuff. So trying to cut down on the stuff. Yeah, if you haven't seen him, if someone can pop the link up for the Line videos, he just did a fantastic job with the videos. Just really, really good job. No, don't send me stuff. Don't do it. Speaking of more stuff that I don't need, this package I just got in the mail today. I don't know if it's actually going to work out or not for me, but it's something that I don't know that I needed it, but I kind of wanted it. So I kind of, you know, here's another package. So let's go to the wide view so you guys can see it, because this is going to be very, very exciting. Have you ever considered getting stuff that you do need? I've considered it. I thought about it. That was probably about the first time that I thought about it, though, and yeah, I'm not gonna go down that way. James, I sent all my TH&B stuff to you. Why would I need more TH&B stuff when I already got rid of all of it already? Not drop calls and curtains, not a pillow. Let's just dive in. So part of this package, I guess I should tell the story. So, and I guess I'm looking for people's opinion, right? I'm kind of wondering, like, maybe, like, I don't know, oh, jeez. I just stepped on one of the air things. I let the air out. You guys can, like, tell, like, I am just such, like, a fashion-forward guy. You can see I'm always, you know, wearing my Croc safety shoes. So I thought, like, maybe I should consider shifting the focus of this channel slightly. Maybe not fully, maybe just, like, you know, maybe just, like, dabbling in a little bit of things here and there. Yes, Paul, you do, and I was very excited to see you wearing your safety shoes on your last live stream. Ed, I can't believe how much I feel the same way that you feel. No, we already talk a lot about ops. No, not on YouTube. I'm talking about a slight shift in the channel on YouTube. And I guess this package is kind of going to be a little bit of my preview into that new direction, kind of testing the water, dipping the toes in. But we are going to get to, I guess I should turn this on over here. Face ID. It wants to see my face. NDI. Let's see. We are going to get to this. I'm set up, just so you know, like, I'm not faking it. We are going to get to the T-Trak module. We're going to talk about that right here. But I just thought before we get there real quick. So here's what we got. And because it's a plastic bag, it's nice and easy to open. And there's more plastic bags inside of that plastic bag. I guess we don't need to go through that whole bag because there's actually only a couple of other items in that bag. But again, being the, you know, the well-dressed individual that I am, I ordered some pants. And so that's what was in there, was some new pants. And I kind of thought that the pants that I owned were looking a little schlubby, and I thought I should get a new pair of pants. So I guess my question to all of you is, with as fashion forward as I am, and as a representative of the railroad community, you know, should I convert this channel into a fashion channel so I can show off all my things? I don't know if these are even gonna fit. I guess that's part of the, I don't know. Hopefully they're going to fit. So I got 2 pairs of pants, which hopefully will fit. And I also got a belt. I guess we'll know if this is gonna fit with, oh geez, things are like flying all over. So I got a belt, right? So we're gonna hold up the pants with the belt, and we're gonna, so the belt fits. That's a good sign already. The belts fit. Funny you mention overalls. I was talking to Murph. Murph is out in the Pacific Coast area. Murph wears overalls all the time, and I kind of really want to get a pair of overalls. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a thing. Yeah, I know pants cut into the train budget, but you know, when I was walking around naked the other night, some people kind of got like offended by it, and they said, "Put on some pants." And I said, "Oh, I gotta buy pants." So yeah, so I got 2 different colors. I got this color and I got this color, and yeah, they basically just look the same, right? I mean, that's, I don't know. They're all the same. They all look the same. I know. Just go do the, just go over to the T-Trak module already, right? That's what everybody wants to see. Get over there. Tractor Supply is an interesting idea. I don't have any Tractor Supplies in New York City. It is just not a very popular thing for this area, so I don't. This stuff actually comes from, I guess I should have said this. If you don't know, yeah, that's working real well, Heath. Good job. All this stuff comes from Duluth Trading. I actually really like their stuff. It just seems to like actually fit right. So yeah, I'm a fan of their stuff. So yeah, if you're at an op session coming up, hopefully these are going to fit me, and that's what I will be wearing at my next live stream. If he didn't buy pants, next week's stream, he'd be wearing a barrel and suspenders. I do actually have suspenders. I don't see them right here, but I got suspenders because sometimes when you have a lot of stuff in your pants and it's pulling your pants down, it can be kind of difficult. Okay, so this is just sitting here because I needed something interesting for the thumbnail. This is actually the, what do they call it? It's like the waterside terminal or something like that. They have it in N scale and HO scale. It's a Walthers kit. It actually goes on the main layout. So I'm gonna get this out of here, and we'll actually get to what I need to do next on the layout. So for those of you that haven't been here before, there's a couple of us building T-Trak modules. This is one of the ones that I like physically put together. These are supposed to use Unitrack, so this stuff, right? So you see there's the lines on here. The Unitrack goes on, and if I have the correct Unitrack, it would just sort of hang over the edge. Let's go to this side so you can see it. It would just hang over the edge about 1 millimeter, and it's stretched from end to end, and you connect, you know, other modules to it, and everything is all good. Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not great at, okay. Technical question. How do you change the video from backwards to correct? What do you mean? Do you want me to flip this over? Is that what you're saying? You want this so that my hand is coming from the bottom, not the top? We can do that. We can do that. We go here, we click on it, we go transform, rotate 180 degrees, and now when I sit down and I reach in, is that better? Is that what you wanted? Does that make your day more fun? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All right, so I need a Unitrack to connect to the next module. But on my layout, the layout like around the room, I use this track. This is Peco Code 55. This is a extra piece of flex track. We kind of talked about that earlier. And I want to use this module to test some ground cover. I know I've got these to test ground cover ideas, and I'm going to use these as well. But I'm kind of in I'm kind of in the place where this is a little bit more of a priority than these. So I thought, anyway. I'm like reading comments and trying to figure this out. So Derek's asking, how do you flip it so that the writing is correct? So you can rotate the camera view, and then you can do what's called mirror or flip the camera view. And you could flip across a vertical line, or you can flip across a horizontal line. So if the writing is upside down, you just need to figure out which way it flips. And as Dragon Ball says, mirror image is the common one. So rule number 1, don't mention nakedness. Well, it's too late. Yeah. So is this upside down now? Like, do you want me to flip it the other way? I don't know. Like, what do you guys want from me? Like, I'm just here. Okay. So this is a piece of Kato Unitrack, the street running, I think they call it, Unitrack. The idea is that you can put it on your layout and like bury it into the ground. It's just square with the type of deal. It's disorienting. Klawndyke says it's good. So I don't know. Is it disorienting or is it good? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Some people are saying square it up. Would that make people feel better if I square it up a little bit? So if I square it up like that, the question then is, should I flip it around? So like now, should I flip it around? I don't know. I don't like. I'm trying to make everybody happy. Okay, so Kato Unitrack, right? So you can either get pieces like this that are 2 individual pieces, or you can get these dual pieces like this. You can get the pieces with this kind of ballasted whatever. You can get these pieces which are ground cover or ground like street running. All the rails line up. It's all the same gauge rail. The spacing, this spacing though on this, that is that's the correct spacing for a T-Trak module. So these are modules from Klawndyke, from Sean. I just saw him in here somewhere. He was giving me a hard time. This was him there. So that's Sean. Sean laser cut this module for me. So this sets the spacing correct. These are, the standard track or whatever. So what you can do, and what some people recommend, is use this track to align these other tracks, right? But I don't want to use this track. I want to use this track, right? And so I've got some work to do, right? I got to figure out, how do I connect this track to this track? How do I make sure that I've got the right track spacing? How does everything like line up with the edge? And there's a lot to kind of figure out. So I'm gonna make it easy on everybody. Wait, so now are you saying it's upside down? I'm gonna make it easy. Did I say on everybody? I'm gonna make it easy on myself. Here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of trying to get the height correct of this and use this track here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these tracks and I'm going to modify them so that I can use them at the end. So I'll put one of these on this end, and I'll put one of these on this end, and then I will put this track in the middle. Perfect, right? Perfect. Well, Not really. It's not actually perfect. Yeah, Rusty, this would be so easy if I just followed the rules, but we're not following the rules around here. And this, if I put this here on this edge, right, and I put another one on this edge, right, these are the same length as that, then if I only got this short little, wait, where's it go? Like that. Then I only got this short little piece in the center. And I want as long as I can. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece here, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to split it apart so that I can use half of it on this end and half of it on this end. So I'll have the correct connections to the next module, but then I can transition on my module to like what I want, and then I'll transfer back to something else. So I could just kind of like freehand cut this, but I don't know about anybody else. I am about as crooked as it gets when it comes to trying to cut this. Oh, so this is not Atlas. This is actually Peco track. This is actually Peco Code 55 track. So, and that's kind of a good question, right? So what I'm going to end up doing is this will just, we'll just couple this to this, right? And then I do, right? Like I've got a little bit of a problem in that I have some distance from the bottom of this to the ground. And part of what I'm going to do is, or what I'm trying to simulate is my yards, right? So I want to test some ground cover as if it's my yards. So what I'm actually going to do is bring up the entire level of the module up to the bottom of this so that it is as if this is sitting on the floor of the module, but it'll actually be raised up to be the same height as this. So I'll need something to stick under it, and that's why I've got all of this. So I've got a bunch of plastruct of different thicknesses. So this is 0.5 millimeters, this is 1.5 millimeters, this is 0.8, this is 1, and this is not marked. Oh, there it is, 0.3 millimeters. So between all of these different thicknesses, my goal is to build up under the track to do that. Yeah, so I'm not crazy. Like I'm kind of like I kind of have a plan. Derek says, Heath, why am I building this if it's all about rules? Well, there's a group called the Upload Express modelers. They are a group of online modelers for the most part that are all building T-Trak modules with the goal that we're all going to show up at Amherst with our T-Trak modules and put them all together and have a lot of fun. So this is going to be my entry, and I'm going to carry this on Amtrak all the way from New York up to whatever that place is called, Amherst, and bring it with me. So Sparky's asking, it makes no sense, just use the Kato track, why the headache? The headache is, as I've mentioned, is my layout uses this track. I want to use this module to test some ground cover ideas so that the methodologies that I learned building this module can be applied to other modules. The way T-Trak recommends laying the track is to just use the Unitrack, and it actually Klawndyke actually marks on the modules. It takes two 210 pieces of track. There's one here and one here. And it takes two 220 pieces of track, one here and one here. And if you get those track and you use the screw holes and you do it the way it's supposed to. Sparky, are you new to my channel? Why add a problem to a track system that's already tried and true? because that's what I do. Yeah, and I agree. I am not a fan. I have not found any way to make this look good. Mike Pfeiffer recently ripped out his entire layout of Kato Unitrack to start over again to use like this more standard style of track because he was frustrated that he couldn't make the track, you know, look the way he wanted it to look. So again, it's personal choice. It's just what I want. So back to what I'm going to do. So I need to cut this in half. I'm going to use this. This will not fit in the miter box because it's too wide this way. So I have to kind of come up with my own way of doing it. And the way that I've found that works pretty well is I use this, I line it up, I hold the saw up against the edge, and as long as I've got this against the one edge and this against the other edge and go to town on it, I found that I get really nice cuts out of it. Yeah, when I get there, this module will fit with any other module exactly like any other modules go together because I'm, you know, going to use the Unitrack on the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out, and I'm not going to cut it just in the center, right? I could just cut it down the center, but then I wouldn't have enough rail sticking out for me to connect it to this, right? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to take 2 cuts out of this, take out a center section of the plastic, but I will use my track cutters in the center here to clip the track in the center. So what I'll end up with is one piece of track with the typical Unitrack joiners on the one side with, you know, no joiner on the other side, and it'll be nice and short. So let's get to cutting, shall we? So just took a little bit of time to cut that, and this is what I ended up with. So I ended up with, here's what the piece of track would look like back together. Here's that little middle piece, right? So I just cut that middle piece out, and now I've got the 2 parts, and we are ready to go. They make one, that is true, and I could have spent money and bought one, but the reality is I already had a bunch of these. I had a bunch of these sitting around, so why not just use what I have. If you want to see somebody quickly build T-Trak modules, go check out Sean's channel. Yeah, no band-aids, just did it. Can you just pull the Kato rail out and slide the Peco in, but still use it for the Kato base? Yes. Here's a problem that I discovered though. So after I cut these, I was about to get the file out and kind of get everything together. But I took a second and I slid this onto here, and I was like, oh, like this is great. Like this is going to work perfect, right? Like this is going to be near the end. It's going to be turned around. I just, the joiners are around here somewhere. I got to find the joiners, but that's going to go there. This is going to be perfect there. That one's too short, so we'll have to find a longer one, but this one will be cut down, right? So this is what I'm going to end up with, right? But what I realize is that when I push this onto here, I realized that the Peco Code 55 track is actually taller than the Unitrack. and it made me start questioning my life's choices, because I thought, and apparently I was wrong, but I thought that the Kato Unitrack was Code 80. And Code 80 standard track fits together with Code 55 Peco Track. It also fits together with Code 80 Peco Track. Code 80 and Code 55 Peco Track are all the same height. So the track doesn't line up. So I would have to kind of lower it, kind of figure it out. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think I have a couple options. The one option is, so what's funny is from the comments, and so I can tell that Sparky's not quite watching it live. Sparky's watching it about 10 seconds behind right now. So he's commenting about 10 seconds behind everybody else. And I find it very, very funny. And yes, I cheated. Although I'm looking at the clock right now, and I'm kind of telling myself I probably shouldn't have cut the track ahead of time, because I think I'm going to run out of things to do. But, all right, so the track doesn't line up. So, right, so a couple options, right? I could just pull, well, I don't have any connectors on here, right? So what I could do is just square off this edge, get everything the right height, and solder it together. And that would probably be the best solution. It would allow me to use this track. It would ensure that I've got a really, really good joint across them. But it's slightly off. The other option is to do what Rusty did, is to get some Code 55, to get some actual Code 55 track. So here's the story, right? Peco Code 55 track, the way they actually make it is they put a second sort of rail on it. But it's Code 80 track that they embed into the ties. So it means it keeps the rigidity of the Code 80 track, but it looks like Code 55 track. So I could get real Code 55 track, which would then actually align with this. And then that would probably be easy to do as well. If I don't want to buy anything, the easiest thing to do would be to solder. Now, I could do what Paul did on his stream, and I could break out the soldering iron, and I could solder it. The problem is I didn't break out the soldering iron. Yeah, here's a video of somebody else that probably did it the correct way. This is another option too, right? Is I could just solder this, or I could just sand this top down a little bit. But I'm thinking what I'm eventually going to do is solder it. And yeah, so people are saying, this looks like a lot of work, all for a slightly better mainline. You got to remember that I am doing this as a test for the scenery ideas and concepts for my main layout. So while this is only 310 millimeters of scenery, I have 100 feet or so. So 310 millimeters is about 12-ish inches. So I've got 40, 50 feet of this to do on my actual layout. So I'd rather screw up 1 foot and do it that way. than screw up 40 feet and have to rip it all out. So that's why I'm doing it. I did see Lynn McCurdy's asking, so when is the scenery part going to start? I don't know. Something tells, so track laying, as I mentioned earlier, is kind of a mental block for me. So scenery is even a bigger mental block to me. I hate scenery. I don't like doing it. That's another reason why I'm going to do it on this, is because I just don't like, I just don't want to do a lot of it. So I want to figure this out. Sparky says 100 feet, 40 to 50 feet. Did you move from your 10 by 12 box? Okay. I did that again. Did you hear that? I don't know if you heard that or not. So here's what we're talking about. That doesn't really show it. Does that show it? This shows it a little better. So this is the yard. This is staging. This whole section, this whole part of this wall is about 9 feet. So I'm gonna, this is one of 2 yards. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks here. So let's say that we're just doing 5 feet of this. So 8 by 5 feet long would be 40 feet. And then if we go over to, not that, probably not that. Well, yeah, that's kind of it. If we go over to this side as well, and we look at all the tracks over here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks here, probably about 5 feet or more to do over here. Plus, I've got the, the car float area back here to do as well. So all said and done, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but the math adds up to me. Kind of, I guess, sort of, kind of adds up that by the time I get all of this done, if it's 40 to 50 feet here, and it's 40 to 50 feet on the other side, 40 plus 40 is 80. I knew that. I just paused for dramatic effect. 40 plus 40 is 80. 50 plus 50 is 100. So yeah, I got, maybe up to, 100 feet. Heath, when are you installing the dwarf signals? I'm not probably installing dwarf signals. I'm probably going to do full on, like, actual signals on the railroad, but only kind of for the mainline part. So they'll only be kind of out there. Signaling is probably gonna be a little bit off. Alan said I was organized and had a plan, that I watched the stream. Yeah, don't do that. Heath, let me know when you want to do scenery. I'll come down and motivate you. I suspect the word motivate involves poking me, probably. Not exactly anything. Yeah. If you saw some of my earlier videos, when I wired this layout, I think I have like 10 different colors of wires under there. I color-coded all of the wiring. T-Trak modules only use 2 colors. They use blue and white. That's all they use. Don't know why. It goes blue, white, white, blue, which is even kind of weird, because then you have the 2 white rails together, which means if you're doing a crossover from one to the other and you're using DCC, it makes things very confusing. But it is, yeah, they told me there'd be no math. They told me that as well. Does your wife talk in scale inches too? She actually does. Yeah. But it'll involve poking. It may also involve taking over. I have more than enough ground cover. I'm actually getting some more stuff. Iron Planet Hobbies, which has been a big supporter of this channel, just started carrying the Worldwide Scenics stuff. So next week, I'm actually going to have some Worldwide Scenics trees and stuff that I hope to start playing with as well. Jeff says, blue, white, white, blue, don't get me started. Jeff, go. Start, Jeff. I wanna hear it. Yeah, it's an old standard, right? So blue, white, white, blue is an old standard back when things were DC. The way T-Trak used to be run is you'd run, Jeff says no, is you used to basically, if you wire blue, white, white, blue in your DC and you have one controller and you turn that controller up to 25 and you put two locomotives, one on each track, one's going to go that way and one's going to go that way. So blue, white, white, blue makes sense when you're using DC because then it means they're going in opposite directions. So because people have had T-Trak modules forever, did we talk, somebody asked what is T-Trak and what is the standard? Did I ever answer that question? I don't know if I answered that question. But because people have modules that are years and years old that uses the blue, white, white, blue standard and have been around since DC, what basically has been decided is that that color code would remain, and whoever is responsible for the T-Trak setup at the event is responsible for making sure that the blue, white, white, blue, when you tie it back into the DCC system, is correct and is flipped. Still means crossovers, you know, you got to make sure your crossovers are correctly isolated. It is a little bit confusing. Yeah, it makes sense if you use a blue module. Blue modules are huge. I don't know how popular they actually were for T-Trak, but yeah, the idea is that T-Trak is, you know, made to be a social standard. The idea of T-Trak was that it is small enough. I mean, right? We can all, right? This is small enough. I can carry this. I can put this in a backpack. I can take this on a train, on a bus, you know, anywhere. I could take this with me. So as a model railroader, if I didn't have this layout, I could build this T-Trak module and I could go somewhere and hang out with other modelers and actually run a train longer than 12 inches by being a part of the standard. So T-Trak is a social thing, and I think that's why it exists. And you go to shows and people love seeing trains run. You go to the show and you look at a Fremo setup and some guys are like operating on it. And I love the Fremo standard. I think it's a better standard than T-Trak. I just love that you can operate with it and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times you're not just running trains, and you go to a show and there is the you know, the T-Trak group sitting next, or there's actually, if you go to Amherst, it's the N-Rail guys that are right next to the Fremo N guys, and people are just staring at that N-Rail setup of the trains just running in circles. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why, but it seems that that's what people really enjoy. It's someone that frequently does 50 plus module setups. Believe me, the WWB makes a lot of sense. People don't have the experience, just don't get it. It makes sense if you understand the history. And yeah, crossovers need planning, all kinds of stuff need a lot of planning. Oh, so Rusty's group has balloon loops. There you go. You would need 1,000 people. No, you should see the setup at Amherst. So when you go to Amherst, there's this guy named Ray who has a podcast. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's a little tiny podcast, not very popular, but it's a model railroading podcast. But if you go and you visit this guy, Ray, he has a table at Amherst I think it says something like around the, I don't know, around the layout. I think that's what it's called. If you go visit him and you're standing at his table and you look to the right, there is a huge T-Trak set. Well, I don't know. There's a considerably big T-Trak setup with tons of trains running, a lot of people. It's not 1,000 people, but it is a lot of fun. You might recognize him from his shirt, maybe? I don't know, maybe? Yeah, that would probably be a much better name than Around the Layout. I think it should be called Around the T-Trak. I think that would make a lot more sense. Yeah, these guys, the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club, HO Scale Club, these guys do some very, very large setups. But, I mean, you can find T-Trak at a lot of different events. If you go to a lot of the Greenberg shows, there's generally T-Trak groups, and people are happy to, to talk to you about model railroading and all kinds of fun, but online, and hopefully Dennis has the link ready. But Dennis, if you want to post the link to the, what is it called? Upload, I don't remember. What is the group called? I can never remember. I'm terrible. Don't get old. Your memory goes, you can't remember anything. Dennis is going to post a link. It's a group of people building T-Trak modules all right now. If you want to go check out kind of what we're doing, links and stuff will be posted there. Questions and stuff will be posted there. You can check it out. You can go check out Around the Layout. Go check out Iron Planet Hobbies. Go check out Klawndyke, who laser cut these modules. Go check out these small groups of people that are doing things in the hobby and sharing it out in the world. Upload Express Modelers. Thank you, Adam. From the city that never sleeps. Forgot to say it.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.